Dharma is only for achieving inner happiness. Also, Dharma is only for the reducing the inner sufferings. So when we develop, generate a lot of inner happiness, then also we can have the external happiness. The external environment can be peaceful or a happy environment. It is very much depend on our inner world or our mind. When the mind is very calm, then the external things looks very nice, looks perfect. When you have a very peaceful mind, happy minds, then when you eat very simple food, the food is very simple, not expensive, not a lot of varieties, but when you eat the food with a happy mind, peaceful mind, the food becomes very tasty. You feel the food is very nice. Therefore, in order to have the externally happy environment, first we need inner happiness. We need to develop inner happiness. Second, Dharma is only for reducing the inner sufferings. The inner suffering here, I am not referring, so our organ has a problems. No, the inner or emotional sufferings. Everybody, every day, so we been through a lot of emotional problems, inner sufferings. So when we are very angry, so we can feel the reaction, the consequences of anger. Also, other people can see the reaction, the consequences of anger. When the anger arises, the person becomes very ugly. Even though the person wear very expensive clothes, expensive shoes, expensive watch, expensive jewelry, put beautiful makeup. But that time the person, the before became angry, the person looks very nice. The clothes is very nice, the jewelry, the watch, the mobile, the makeups, everything looks perfect. Then next moment, when the person get angry, so we cannot see the expensive clothes, expensive jewelry, expensive watch, expensive mobile phone, beautiful makeup. We can see the ugly face. Ugly face. So this is the reaction of the anger. So when we control anger, when we reduce our anger, certainly we have a great inner happiness. Then the external suffering no more there. For example, in the family, the both parents are very loving, kindness parents. Then the children also become very kind-hearted, loving children. Also the family, the house becomes very peaceful. Even though the family doesn't have, lot of expensive thing in the house. The family drive very simple car, but the people who stay in the car, everybody looks very happy. Everybody can have a better, really good understanding each other because of reducing anger. So right now, so we have a Dharma class. The Dharma class is for reducing, all the inner sufferings. Also, like a desire. Of course, we must need desire. The desire must have, must have a limitation. Limitation. If the desire becomes unlimited, excessive desire, then you never feel contentment. You never feel I have enough. I have enough. You never think, never felt, I have enough. Last year, for example, you have let's say 50,000 Sing dollars. You earned 50,000. Then you have a more desire to earn more money. So this year you earn $100,000, but still, compared with last year, so this year you earn more money, but still you feel I don't have enough money. You don't have enough money. So the money matter is very interesting. Everybody think I don't have enough. I don't have enough money. If somebody asks you, how much money do you need in order to have a happy life? What is your answer? 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billions, trillion? Even though you earn 1 trillion Sing dollar, still you feel I don't have enough. So this kind of excessive desire, attachment give us a lot of inner sufferings. Due to the uncontentment desire, it makes us very busy, physically, mentally, make very busy. Then at the same time, we try to eat healthy food, healthy drink. Maybe every morning, go to the gym, exercise, yoga. But we cannot release the stressful life. You do yoga with a stressful mind. Actually, you are doing exercise, gym, yoga, but in mind, your mind never be free from the stressful. While you are jogging, while you are on the treadmill, physically you are moving there, but in your mind you never ever can never try to free from the successful things. Therefore, many people, many doctors believe, many cancer caused by the successful mind, the successful life. Now, if we can see the connection between, be very desired person and having successful life. Therefore, we must have a desire, but we must keep limited desire, limited. If you don't have limitation, if you want more and more, even though the doctors, the nurse, the family, they knew you cannot believe tomorrow, you're going to die tonight. But in your mind, you still need more, right? Therefore, so most of you are very beginner for Dharma. Always must remember Buddhism, Buddha teachings, Dharma is for reducing the inner sufferings, for generating, developing the inner happiness. Therefore, so when you study, you must think, must study about Dharma for reducing inner suffering, generating, developing the inner happiness, or peaceful, like a peaceful environment. Then at the same time, yes, we do a lot of recitation, chanting, or prostration. Those are, not the most important practice. But we Buddhists, particularly who don't have, proper understanding of Dharma, they think, oh, I'm Buddhist. I need to recite a lot of mantras. I need to chant a lot of chanting. I need to do a lot of prostration. They don't think I need to do meditation to develop my inner happiness, to reduce my inner sufferings. Therefore, as a beginner, you always remember Dharma is for reducing the inner sufferings, to develop the inner happiness. If you apply the Dharma for these two purposes, definitely you can have happy life, happy family, even though you don't earn a lot of money, you don't have very expensive things around you, but you feel very content, very happy. And also, somebody make a problem for you, you never lose your happy mind. Also, religion, the Buddhism is because, protection or protector, it protect you. How Dharma protect you? There's two meanings. When you practice compassion, compassion protect you from anger. When you practice the renunciation protect you from desire. When you practice the wisdom protect you from the ignorance. Therefore, three refuge, right? Buddha as a teacher, Dharma is an actual refuge or actual protection or protector. Then, so if your mind is totally free from all the negative thoughts, then the spirit, the ghosts, other creatures, other human beings, none of them can harm you. For example, here we must remember the life story of the Buddha Shakyamuni. So while he was meditating under the Bodhi tree, so many maras, evils, they come to harm him. So that time, Buddha Shakyamuni, he didn't use any weapon. He didn't use a stick to chasing them. He just meditated on compassion, kindness, tolerance. Then all the weapons, all the poison arrows transform into flower. Also, we should not think, oh, I'm a very ordinary person. I cannot do this practice. You can. For example, somebody criticizes you. Criticizing can be, we say criticizing. Somebody, say something bad about you. There's only two things. One, somebody, trying to explain our faults, our problems. Somebody try to explain, oh, you are doing this, it is not good. Then we think, oh, he or she criticized me. Actually, no. Not. They are trying to tell us, oh, you have this problem. You are a very forgetful person. Or you are a very ignorant person. Or you are a very angry person. You are short-tempered person. That time we should not think they, he or she criticizing me. Must think he or she is telling me my problems. We need someone who can tell us our problems. I need someone who can tell my problems. Then I can change. I must change. Therefore, somebody criticizing you or tell you that you are false. You should not get angry. You should rejoice. You should appreciate them. So they criticizing you or they telling you are false. For you, the criticizing cause to generate happiness, rejoicement, appreciation. Right? Therefore, we should not think somebody criticizing you or somebody telling you something. Then second, somebody telling you you are false. Also, he or she telling this is your problems, but actually this is some kind of misunderstanding. Then you no need to get angry, right? Therefore, in order to have a happy life, we need to practice the pure Dharma. In order to practice the pure Dharma, we need to know how to practice. Actually, the Buddha teaching, practicing Buddha teaching is very simple, very easy. We feel so difficult because we learn so many things. Also, we study so many unnecessary things for our daily, so many unnecessary things which is not relevant in our life. Therefore, we have a lot of confusions. We don't know how to practice. How I can put all the practice in order. Right? Why as a symbol? Therefore, from the will of Dharma, Buddha said, recognize the suffering. Recognize the cause of suffering, then eliminate it. Very simple. Then question how I can eradicate, how I can eliminate the cause of sufferings. Right? Then practice the path. So recognize the sufferings, then you will recognize the cause of sufferings, then you can eliminate the cause of suffering. After you eliminate the cause of suffering, we are totally free from the suffering and cause of suffering. Now, how I can be free? Then practice the path, meditate the path. Then, you can be free from suffering. Very simple. We have been doing our daily life. When you feel thirsty, we recognize, I'm thirsty. We realize, we are thirsty. I am thirsty. You realize. Then, what you need to do? Why I am thirsty? Because I don't drink enough water. Oh, the weather is so hot. The hot weather, not enough drink water is the cause to have a thirsty. Then this is the cause. Then how you can, reduce, how you can fulfill your thirsty? Drink the water or stay in the kind of, cooling area. That means it's a kind of practice. After you drink water, you feel so happy. After you come in the, icon place, you feel so happy. Actually, we have been doing, we recognize the suffering, we recognize cause of suffering. Also, we apply how the antidotes to reducing sufferings. The Dharma is just, we need to focus the inner world, right? Therefore, last Sunday, so we talk about the Four Noble Truths, truth of suffering, then origin of sufferings, the cessation sees the suffering and the cause of suffering, how I can cease, how I can stop the suffering and origin of suffering, then practice the path. Now you can see the order, recognizing the suffering, then recognize cause of suffering and eliminate the suffering. How? Practice the path. So practicing the path, meditating the path is the most important in Buddhism as a Buddhist practitioner. Right? Then when we think about suffering, yes, as a human being, so we have a different kind of, eras. Right now we are in the 21st century, compared with 21st century. 21st century can be more busy century compared with the 20th century. Compared with 20th and 21st centuries, we can be more busy. So busy, right? Therefore, so the timing is changing. When the timing is changed so fast, our life is changed. But our inner, suffering is always same. Ignorance, anger, attachment, desire, ego, pride, all the, poison minds is never changed. When we were young, we have a different life. Then when we are a teenager, there's a different life state. So when we are like 50, over 50, so we have a different experience of life. When we were young, physically we are very youthful. Then we fully mature teenager. Then slowly, we getting older. When we become, when we are like 80 or 90 years old, our body becomes so weak. We cannot move, we cannot talk, we cannot hear very clearly, we cannot see things very clearly. But the inner world, the 3,000 minds, all the afflictive emotions are same. Even though you can see someone is very like a 90 years old, physically very weak, the anger is so strong, the attachment is so strong, ignorance is so strong, because we never apply the antidotes to reducing them. We never apply Dharma to control them. Right? Therefore, Buddha teachings is for controlling the negative inner world, generating the positive worlds. It's very simple. Then, yes, living in the society, particularly living in the 21st century, we need so many things. Definitely we need, particularly as a lay person, having family, definitely you need to take care of your family, or you must take care of yourself, also family. Therefore, everything is changing. The price of the food, the price of the car, also the medical, the treatment, all things is changing, become more expensive. Therefore, you feel so stressful. Here, we must realize the fact, the truth. We need a money, but if you cannot make a lot of money, somehow you put effort, you cannot make a lot of money, but should not be stressful, should not be unhappy. Right? Otherwise, you have double sufferings. One is the external problems. The second is the inner problems. So you have a double problems. Therefore, many people think how I can be happy, through practicing Dharma, because I don't have a job. I have a job, but I don't earn much money. Things are very expensive, because we always looking from the negative side. We always looking the negative side. We must look from the negative side. Also, we must remember, watch from the positive side. Because we always, forget. Remember the positive things, looking the positive sides. Also, appreciate for the positive sides. For example, in your family, or let's say, for example, your mother is a very kind of angry mother, always nagging you, always says, always say bad things, always say something. She never be happy with you. Then we say, oh, my mother is not good. She always nagging me. She always criticizing me. She always, talk me about the negative things. Right? Then we always looking from the negative side, or always remember the negative things. We totally forget the positive things. Positive thing. Since we are in mother womb, she took care for more than 9 months, almost 10 months. Carrying maybe like 2 to 3 kilo in the stomach is not easy at all. Just carry is, can say easy, but in between, the mother, had to do so many things. Then we were born, but what did we know? What did we remember? But we really thanks to our parents, particularly mother. Mother clean our body, wear with the beautiful clothes, offer us very delicious, and healthy milk, slowly, the liquids, kind of porridge, then slowly the gross food. Then, since until today, the mother really have been taking care of us. But we always remember only positive things, negative things, looking only from the negative side. So these are problems. Also, have a simple job. You earn very little money. Then always you remember, oh, I earn only little money, only little is not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. Also, we forget looking the positive side. Within the Singapore, there are so many people who don't have a job. Compared with the rest of the world, you must feel I'm lucky. I have a job. I still earn little money. This money can survive me and my family. Therefore, when you're looking, from the negative, positive side, when you're thinking positive side, is make your mind is in balance. Balance. Or some of you having, kind of cancer problem. You are a cancer patient. It's not easy to accept. Somehow, so you have the cancer. You are a cancer patient. The doctors tell you, oh, you have a cancer. It cannot be cured. When you hear the voice, I don't think it can be cured, or it cannot be cured. We really crush, we break our heart, right? Then if you continuously crush yourself, continuously, keep breaking your heart for many years, you never have a time to be happy. First, we heard the words, yes, we become very unhappy. Second, we must realize the fact, or it cannot be cured. There's no reason I should be very unhappy. Therefore, think the positive side. Yes, I'm cancer patient. My cancer cannot be cured, but still I'm alive. I can eat good food. I can enjoy with my friends. I can sing song. I can dance. Some patient, passed away last year, yesterday, this morning. Still, I'm cancer patient. Still, I'm alive. I have a lot of opportunity to be happy. Particularly if you practice Buddhism, if you follow religion, you must appreciate, oh, I'm still alive. I have another one more, another 1 week, I have a few months, few years to go. For the next few years, I practice the Dharma. I will achieve something. Whether, you are a cancer patient or you are not cancer patient, one day everybody have to live. Someone live bit early, somebody bit later. Somehow everybody have to live. Therefore, being a cancer patient, nothing really worse. You pass away a bit earlier, so you will born bit earlier. That's it. Therefore, so we're going to celebrate New Year very soon. Also, this is kind of, I giving the concept of Buddhism. I'm telling you how to practice Buddhism. I'm telling you Buddhism is the very important kind of technique, how to develop inner happiness, how to reduce inner sufferings. When you generate a lot of inner happiness, everything happy. When you see your enemy, you feel happy. Even the weather becomes very worse, you have a bad weather, but you never feel upset, unhappy, because you fully develop inner happiness. Also, you control the inner sufferings. This is the main kind of important. follow the Dharma, right? So the next most important, how I can generate happiness, how I can develop inner happiness. The answer is very simple. You need to put habits, meditation, putting a lot of habits in your mind, the positive habits, right? Therefore, the last time we talked about like a meditation. So meditation is very important. So from the wheel of Dharma, so you can open the text or you just listen, it's okay. I will go through the wheel of Dharma. This is suffering, a truth of noble beings, vision arose, knowledge, awareness, understanding, and realizations arose. These 5 words explaining in the 5 paths. As a beginner, can you remember what are the 5 paths? Accumulation, preparation, seeing, meditation, and no more learning path. Those are the 5 paths. Right? Then the last time I explained, practicing Dharma is a path. So when you walk through the safe, clean path, you will reach to your destiny. If you walk through the wrong, unsafety path, you never reach to your destiny. So what is, as a Buddhist, what is our destination? Can be 3. It depends on you. As a very simple Buddhist, my destiny to be born as a happy person next life, I want to be very happy, excellent person, excellent body, excellent resources, excellent companion, then excellent practice. Right? This is, you can see my destination, my destiny. For them, always practice the 10 virtues actions. 10 virtues action. If you sincerely always practice the 10 virtues actions, definitely in next life you can have an excellent body, excellent resources, excellent companion, excellent Dharma practice. Second, second destiny is a liberation. Liberation. Because some of you feel, I don't think I can practice the path to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, I want to practice the path only benefit for myself. I want to liberate myself. I want to overcome for myself. You know think I don't care others. You think I care others, but I cannot. Then second is, in destination is the liberation in Buddhahood. Then third one, if you are very wise, very wise person, very kind of intelligent person, then you can think My destination is the Buddhahood. Buddhahood. Right? So therefore, there's a three destinations. One is for excellent next life. Second is a liberation, merely liberation. Third is Buddhahood. So in order to reach to any of these three destinations, you need to walk through the safe and clean path. Therefore, path, right? Therefore, 5 paths. Then 5 paths you must follow step by step. You cannot jump, first step to the third to fifth. You must step on first steps, second step, third, fourth, fifth. You must go, step by step. Is very, important. And also, we have another problem. Many Buddhists, they always remember, the benefit of practicing the Dharma. You always remember practicing of the Vajrayana, Tantrayana. Yes, which is very good. You listen the teaching from somewhere, you fully believe, if I practice the Vajrayana, I can be Buddha very fast. I can achieve Buddhahood very fast, very swift way. But you never think your ability. Therefore, in order to achieve all the benefits, first you need to check your ability, your potentials. So most of us is a very ordinary being. We don't have, incredible ability to practice the Vajrayana, Tantrayana, and achieve Buddhahood within few years. We are not that kind of person who can achieve Buddhahood within few years. Therefore, the most important, as a foundation, we practice the Sutrayana, like a renunciation, great compassion, bodhicitta, then 10 virtuous actions. Therefore, 5 paths. So I'm telling you what is the meaning of the path. There's 2 paths, the pure and clean paths. So we must practice. There's a impure, unsafe path, which is all the negative actions, like 10 non-virtuous actions. So the 10 non-virtuous actions are the path. If you always engage in the 10 non-virtuous action, it leads you to in the suffering. Also is path. But we need to stop, walk through the negative paths. We need to walk through the positive paths, clean and safe paths, 5 paths. Monks, as I correctly paid attention to the thing that I had no hurt, thinking this is suffering. This is suffering. That means Buddha, I think that time pointing the body, this is suffering. Then the ignorance, attachment, desire, those are the origin of suffering. Origin of suffering. This is cessation of sufferings. If you totally eliminate this body, then the cause which is produced this body, then you will achieve the cessation of suffering. And this is a path that lead to the cessation of suffering. Right? That means path that lead to cessation. What kind of cessation? Cessation of suffering. Is a Four Noble Truth. The next phrase, monk, I correctly paid attention to the thing that I had hitherto heard thinking with higher knowledge I should comprehend suffering. I should comprehend suffering, the truth of noble being. Right? This means we should comprehend the sufferings. Suffering. Then some of you may think, why Buddha said we should recognize, we should comprehend the suffering, because we already apprehend, we already recognize, I have so many sufferings, I have so many problems. Buddha is not talking about the gross sufferings, which is we recognize. Yes, we know I have a headache, I have a stomach ache, I have a back pain, I have so many problems. Or I have so many suffering in my life. I have a suffering with my family. I have a suffering with my friends. I have a problem with my colleague. I have a problem with my life partners. Why Buddha asked to recognize the suffering? I recognize. No. That means Buddha said you must recognize this body, this physical body, which is on all sentient beings. The physical body, actually, this is the truth of suffering. Can we recognize it? No. We cannot. We haven't recognized this body is, truth of suffering. We care very much. We must care. We must take a shower. We must, eat healthy food. But we never think, I want to stop to have this kind of body. Or some of you may think my body is very healthy. Or my body is, I have a very attractive body. I have a, very nice kind of face. You never recognize this body is the pill of the, suffering. All sufferings we have because of this body, right? This body. Even, don't have this body, almost 90%, all the physical sufferings, most of the mental suffering, going to stop. For example, why we need house? We need to sleep. We need to cook. We need protection from the sun. We need protection of from the raining. Therefore, we need the house. Why? Otherwise, this body is going to be burned by sun. This body is going to be wet by rain. Therefore, need house because the body. Then all the foods, all the drink, all the medicine, all the clothes is for body. No body, no need food, no need drink, no need clothes. The clothes is mainly for the body protection. The body need a cover, therefore we need to wear clothes. But this day you can see, when you think about the clothes, I don't think clothes is mainly for covered body. The clothes look like symbolic of the clothes. Then also we need a lot of exercise, yoga, jogging, because this body. Right? Therefore, we haven't recognized this body is the base of the suffering. Only this body we own because of the origin of suffering, attachment, anger, desire. Now you can think how I can have this body. What's the connection? My body and my attachment, my anger and desire, ignorance. What is the connection? This one, I will explain you, next next class, when we study about the 12 links and the dependence. Therefore, Buddha said here, I should comprehend suffering, that truth of noble beings. That truth of noble beings. That means this body is suffering. This is true. Truth for whom? Truth for the Arya. For us, no, it's for us false. We don't understand. Somebody said this is the kind of base of suffering we don't recognize. Therefore, noble beings. Then same thing, there's 5 words. Second, page number 88, monks, as I correctly paid attention to the thing that I had not hitherto heard, thinking with higher knowledge, I should get rid of the origin of sufferings. Therefore, ignorance, then ignorance, attachment, desire, anger, all the afflictive emotions include the karmas, the positive karmas or the negative karma, the ordinary positive and negative karmas are the origin of suffering. Therefore, you should get rid of origin of suffering. It's very practical. If you don't want suffering, get rid of the origin of sufferings. But we are not doing like that. We don't want suffering. Of course, anybody wants suffering. We don't want sufferings. But we never try to get rid of the origin of sufferings. We always think, I have a suffering, you pray to Buddha, you chant mantra, pray to the Buddha, I wish all my sufferings, goes away. This is wrong. It's totally wrong. You just only pray to the Buddha, pray to the triple gems, only chant, only recite all the mantra. You never ever, you can stop sufferings. For the short time, yes, you can, stop sufferings. Short term, you can achieve, short-term happiness, but you never ever going to achieve the lasting happiness. You cannot get rid of, truth of the suffering, which is ignorance, attachment, desire. Therefore, when we study Buddhism, something so very complicated, because it is not easy to recognize the origin of suffering. For example, ignorance. Right? So get rid of the origin of sufferings. The next sentence, continuously page number 7. The second paragraph, page number 88, monks, as I correctly paid attention to the things that I had not hitherto heard, thinking with a higher knowledge, I should actualize the knowledge of the cessation of suffering, that truth of the noble beings, right? With a higher knowledge, I should actualize the knowledge. That means we must actualize, we must know the cessation of the sufferings and cessation of the cause of sufferings. That means we need to actualize. We need to realize. Then the next paragraph, monks, I correctly pay attention to the things that I had no hitherto heard, thinking with a higher knowledge I should cultivate the path. Say, cultivate, practice, generate the path. Path for what? The path that lead to the cessation of suffering, the truth of noble beings. That means apprehend the suffering, then recognize the origin of suffering and get rid of, actualize the cessation and cultivate. Please always remember the path you yourself need to cultivate. Therefore, what Buddha said, there's a very interesting, important sentence. Buddha said very, very clearly, I cannot wash away your sufferings by my hands. Buddha said, I cannot wash your sufferings. I cannot wash your negative karma by my hand. Second, I cannot transform. I cannot pass my knowledge to you. I cannot pass my knowledge to you. You need to generate your knowledge. It says very clearly, I cannot, pass my knowledge to you. I cannot transform my knowledge to you. I cannot, clean your negative karma by water. Right? Very, very clearly. All the negative karmas can be cleaned, but through the water. All the suffering can be eliminated, but not by Buddha's hand. You can have all the kind of knowledge, but the knowledge cannot be transformed by Buddha. Therefore, you need to clean your negative karma. You need to eliminate your suffering. You need to gain knowledge by putting your effort. Therefore, what Buddha said, you are the teacher by yourself. Then here you can think, you may think, then maybe why Buddha is very important. Buddha is very important as a teacher. Because many of you have gone through a lot of practices as an athlete, as a student. The teacher just teach you things on the the whiteboard or the blackboard. Mostly you need to put a lot of effort. Therefore, it's a very clearly said Buddha. Buddha cannot do much. Buddha can just introduce us. Hey, this is suffering. You must recognize. So we have to recognize. These are the origin of suffering. Get rid of this. You need to get rid of this. Buddha cannot. You must actualize the cessation. Therefore, you need to actualize. Right? Then, this is a path. Cultivate. So you must cultivate. Buddha cannot cultivate our path. Right? Therefore, many Buddhist people has a lot of misunderstanding about Buddha teaching. They think only prayer is enough, only chanting is enough, only pure devotions is enough. We need those. Only those is not enough to achieve liberations. Right? So we have a few minutes we can discuss. If there are any question and answer, I can answer. Also, we can discuss. Is there any question?
Yeah, Geshe-la is the questions from last week.
Okay. Somebody already texted me about the dedication.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Let's say somebody wish to achieve something very fast. Wish to achieve, for example, you have a hope to achieve something. The hope can be true. hope for the positive, hope for the negative. If you are putting hope for the negative, you should not dedicate your merit to achieve the negative hope. Should not. You can, but you should not. You dedicate your merit to achieve the positive hope. If you dedicate your merit to achieve the negative hope, the hope which is you hoping for negative things, that means you have a very pressure, the diamond container. The diamond container, very expensive, very rare, very precious. If you use the diamond container as a dustbin, are you a wise person? Do you have enough sense? No. If a diamond is very precious, you must use for worth. Don't use for the useless thing. Related to your question, you are hoping something like negative happening to someone. You hope, for example, I'm using an example. I have let's say, a friend. His business is really good. He or she earning a lot of money every day. As a friend, you're jealous. You're jealous about their business. You're jealous about their family. Therefore, many people, non-Buddhists also, they seek some kind of black magic, black mantra, and hope, the business go down. Hope that the family has a lot of problems. Actually, as a Buddhist, as a Mahayan practitioner, please, you do not do anything, this kind of thing for the people, because you practice great compassion, you recognize all sentient beings as your dear mother. In a one hand, you say, my dear mother. On the other hand, you are trying to defeat your dear mother. It's totally wrong idea. But in Buddhism, we have a many ritual, particularly in the Vajrayana Tantra ritual, to control the spirit, kind of harming, kind of some kind of, we say, enemy of the Buddha teaching. We say enemy of the Buddha teaching, Buddha Dharma. For example, there's a very, qualified teacher. The qualified teacher really, not promoting, is promoting also no good words. Really spreading the Dharma, really teaching the Dharma, whoever need it. If pure heart, spread the Dharma to benefit, purely benefit for them. In between, someone come make a lot of problem for the teacher, for the guru. This really, kind of blocking, spreading the Dharma into 10 directions. If you be compassionate, this person, that means you are cutting four fingers to save one finger. No. If you think you have this kind of person who totally, become obstacle to spread the Dharma, or someone totally become your enemy, kind of obstacle to generating bodhicitta, then you must do something to change the person's mind. Some bad thing happen with a pure compassion, not with a sense of hatred. So most of you, I don't know, I don't know very detailedly any of you. Buddha said, you never know who is Buddha, who is not. You never know who is Bodhisattva, who is not. Therefore, you always be careful with others. Right? Therefore, we don't know any of your knowledge, experience, but you don't have a certain kind of power. You should not perform, this kind of mantra chanting to some bad thing happen to someone. instead of harming others, it harm back to you. But there's a particular way you can do, particular, recitation, chanting to, the bad thing happen to someone. Should not use your merit. You should not use the merit. You should not dedicate your merit to, hoping the bad thing happen to someone. Therefore, all the Dharma protectors in Buddhism, particularly in Tibetan Buddhism, you can see, very, very lot of wrathful deities. They are manifest as a very wrathful, very angry face, but inwardly very compassionate, fully full of compassion. If you are this kind of person, then you can perform, this kind of particular ritual to happen bad thing for others. But actually no. Therefore, do you remember, many of you attend Dalai Lama teaching from his Dalai Lama. Additionally, according to the Mahayana tradition, beginning of the teaching, they offer a food, Dharma, to the spirit, like a spirit who around the teaching area. There's a lot of words, the negative words. His Holiness totally stop to perform this kind of ritual, beginning of the teachings. He can see this is totally, contradiction. In the one hand, we have a pure compassion then. On the other hand, we ask them to leave, should not stay here, otherwise I will kill you. Can you see, go together? Cannot. Yes, next question, please.
Yep. Next question come from Crystal, Chinese student. So I'm going to read the Chinese first, then English. 顶礼可惜，请问如何在心绪中一直缘念着三宝？因为这个心念会一直掉落，有时候掉了也不察觉，甚至很久以后才会把这个心念再次的捡起。要如何一直坚持？My respect for Geshe-la. May I check how to continuously focus on triple gems? My mind keep losing concentration. Sometimes I do not aware of losing concentration. Many times only notice it after losing concentration for a long time. Would Geshe-la please give advice on how do I persist to continue to practice?
As a Buddhist, we really need, pure faith towards the triple gems. Buddha as a teachers, any Buddhas, we think, oh, Manjushri wisdom Buddha, meditation Buddha is mainly for health, or Zambala is for more wealth, Mitra, Amita is for long life. We never think those are teachers. They manifest as a wisdom Buddha, medicine Buddha, long life Buddha, but all of them are our teacher. Our teacher. All of them manifest and in different forms. So we must have a pure faith, all the Buddhas as a teacher. The actual Dharma as a real protections or protector or actual refuge. Then all the Sanghas, particularly the Sangha, who reach to the same meditation path, those are the actual Sangha within the three refuge. First, yes, as a Buddhist, we need pure faith to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And also we have a common problems, all the Buddhist countries, even though in Tibet, in Ladakh, all the Buddhist countries, all Buddhist people has a one common problems. When we see the person, the monk is no good, the nun is no good, then we think the Buddha teaching no good, Buddhism no good. We clearly distinguish the Dharma and the practitioner of the Dharma. There's no any problem, any mistake with the Buddha teachings, I'm sure. There's no any mistake, no problems. Yes, there are so many problems. There's a many Sangha has a problems, a lot of mistakes. Due to that reason, then we slowly, lost our faith toward Buddha, Dharma. Therefore, we must distinguish very clearly. Oh, these are people problems, person problem, not the Dharma problems. Right? Therefore, it's first difficult to have a very pure faith toward Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, because we haven't seen actual Buddha. Based on the Buddha teaching, we believe in Buddha. Also, maybe we haven't seen the being who are Arhat, Arya. Mostly, since we were born, we had been seeing only Sanghas. Therefore, some Sangha has a problem, then we think Buddhism no good, Buddha teaching no good. So first we have to distinguish. Second, in order to have a, always remember the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you make a kind of, rules. In the morning when you woke up, you make a rule, you make a discipline. First, I always remember Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. In the morning, you remember Buddha as my teacher. Dharma is an actual protection. All the Sanghas are my study partners. First, you reflect on the triple gem. Then you can recite the verses for maybe 3, 6, 7 times. In Chinese, in English, and Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, taking refuge, Buddha Sharanam Gacchami, Dharma Sharanam Gacchami, Sangha Sharanam Gacchami. Or English, you can chant, few times that verses of remembering Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and take refuge. Then afternoon, maybe around 12 to 3 between one, you remember one more afternoon. Then before you go to bed, you remember triple gems. And each time when you eat and drink, you try to remember the triple gems. Then you are putting habit to remember the Buddha in the morning, afternoon, evening, between when you eat and drink. So in order to have a good mindfulness, to remember in the meditation, the practice, you control your food. Then you have everything you have done with the awareness. Awareness. It's not easy. That means, for example, sometimes we have been doing few things simultaneously, but we never aware. We never aware. So whatever you do, do with the awareness. Oh, I'm eating, now I'm drinking, now I'm moving, now I'm watching. You always need a habit to do things with the awareness. When you have a good mindfulness, then slowly also you can put, mindfulness of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then definitely you will remember all the times. Also, in Singapore, it's not, convenience to, carry mala. If you carry mala, when you touch your hands, you are, Vis, right? Vis. When you touch the mala, you will remember Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. When you see mala, you remember Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. It's my experience. When I have a mala, I always remember, recitation, chanting, so and so. You need something to remind you. Right? This is a answer for you. Next question.
Next question coming from Crystal. If someone think that by chanting mantra is sufficient to practice Dharma, how to let them know that this isn't the right way?
I really appreciate this question. Also, okay, being in Singapore, I have a one kind of important kind of notification. Many of our Dharma brothers and sisters, they're always happy to give advice, happy to give suggestions, which is very good. When you give advice to your Dharma brother and sister, when you give important suggestions, you must give advice, suggestion based on knowing. Must give advice based on having complete knowledge. For example, some of my Dharma sister, she told one of the other Dharma sister, when you recite Mane, right, the mantra, the mala, there's a big beats. So when you reach to the big beats, she said, you cannot really cross in. You must put back. When you reach to the big, I can put in. You should not use like this. She gave this advice with a pure motivation. Therefore, we must appreciate. So in order to give advice about, advice or suggestion about practicing, we need complete knowledge. First, very important. Second, let's say some of your friends are very Buddhist, have a strong devotion, very serious about Buddhism, but he or she only interested in recitation, chanting. For example, you can say, recitation is good, chanting is good, only recitation, chanting is not sufficient. For example, when you're sick, you need a doctor, Buddha. You need to get a prescription. If you always read the prescription 3 times, morning 1 time, afternoon 1 time, evening 1 time, is sufficient to cure your sickness? No, right? Definitely no. So recitation, chanting is look like, we are not ready to buy the medicine, eat the medicine. We just read the prescription every day. So you can have the benefit of recitation mantra knowing the practices. For example, we recite Tara mantra. His Holiness asked us to recite Tara mantra for free for the COVID-19. So if you just recite mantra without having any kind of motivation, without visualization, you chant, you cannot get benefit. Through recitation, chanting, you can get only benefit for accumulating merit, accumulating positive karma. It cannot really, shake. It really cannot hit the root of the samsara. You have a kind of, like gun. You saw enemy is coming. Enemy is always coming in your room, entering your room. You just show the gun. Oh, I have a gun. I have a gun. I have a gun. I have a gun. I have a bullet. I have a gun. A bullet. You never press the trigger. How the gun fully function. But when you show the gun, of course, the person is scared, run away. But it's not the complete, benefit of the gun. The gun, you press the trigger, release the bullet and kill or destroy something. Therefore, recitation, chanting, you always take care of the, the guns, clean the gun. Always, I have a gun, I have a gun, I have a gun. Actually, when the enemy comes, you never you never press the trigger. You recite mantra, but anger arises. You recite mantra cannot benefit. Therefore, you can explain with the analogy. Therefore, I'm using a lot of, analogy example to have an easy understanding. Yeah. And, and also the person is totally kind of, no intelligent, don't have an ability, don't have any kind of potential to practice the actual Dharma, then don't stop them to, recite it. Let them chant, let them recite. Also can have a lot of benefits. So you must check what kind of person is he or she. If he or she has a potential ability to study Dharma thoroughly, then you can say, okay, you can chant, you can recite, at the same time you slowly study. Otherwise, the person will stop reciting and chanting, also don't do any Dharma practice, is no good. Okay, next question, please.
Geshe-la, next question coming from Lin Chu.
Mm-hmm.
Out of compassion and loving kindness for a friend or relative who is at last stage of terminal disease and who may be in much physical pain, is very unhappy or fearful. We cannot know his or her thought or feeling if not expressed to us openly. What are the best words for speaking to this person? He or she is often not a Dharma practitioner and can be of different religion, as is common in Singapore.
Thank you so much for asking this question. Also, here I give you a, saying in Tibetan. Kadampa, in Tibet we have like a first Nyingma, then Kagyu, then Kadampa. All the Tibetan practitioner, for example, Milarepa, there are so many. They never show off their practice. Look like they are very ordinary person. Therefore, as a Buddhist, when we do Dharma practice, you do very kind of not publicly, openly, right? You do very privately, or having kind of not openly first. Second, related to your question, yes, the person is Buddhist. You can play, religious music, chanting, teaching next to the person and make sure we don't disturb the person. Also, we don't let person remember the properties, the money. Always try to remember the person about Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, renunciation, bodhicitta. Always talk this thing next to the patients. If the person suddenly remember in the properties, car, house, money, relatives, also say, oh, don't worry, everything's okay, don't worry, you will be fine, you will recover very soon. Give a positive hope. At the same time, give a lot of, influence to remember the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, all the practices. This for Buddhists. Non-Buddhists, there's no way, we can play the music, we can talk Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, or you can do, chanting without knowing them. You just go, go to see the patient, hold, the patient hand, touch to the, like a cheek on the head or face, just cheek, say hello, and generally you touch the face, and you chant all the mantra in your heart. And the person is almost end of the life, cannot remember, cannot hear anything. When you touch, the person don't have any feeling, is too weak, then there's no way the person can feel your recitation, chanting mantra. That moment, you need two things. One, your own recitation, chanting. At the same time, you need to visualize the Buddha next to you. For example, I'm next to the patient. I'm chanting, Mani Padme or Mani Padme Hum without no verbally in my heart. At the same time, I visualize, Avalokiteshvara next to me or top of my head. Then while you're chanting, you just visualize, a lot of energy, light, mantra descend from the Avalokiteshvara's heart, dissolve to the patients. Due to this true combination of the power, the person can feel the positive energy. Even the person has a very energy is too low, almost end of the life, but due to the true power of your motivation, mantra, recitation, power of the visualization, definitely can get benefit the person. For example, there's a lot of truth story. The person, energy was so low, and somehow, due to the visualization, the person can suddenly, remember the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, all the good thing. Then, he awake again and tell the person, oh, what happened? I have this kind of experience. Yes, you do the two things together, your own recitation with the visualization. Make sure when you recite mantra, don't let them know. You just came to see as your friend, and you just talk a normal thing. Yes, so last question.
Yep. We have two questions. From Being, if after a period of doing compassions or Buddhicitta meditation practice, we become easily touched and tear up, even over unreal things like fictitious TV stories, will this be counterproductive to the practice of recognizing things as not objectively real?
It depends on you, depend on practitioner. I think mostly you always practice great compassion, bodhicitta, then your heart becomes so soft. You become very compassionate person. So when you watch like a animal channel, you can see, the tiger, the leopard, the killing. And that time, you can have a tear. Even when you heard some kind of bad news happen to some family, suddenly your mind is moved. This is, I think, mainly power of compassion, practicing power of love and compassion, bodhicitta. Second, not the realizing the kind of selflessness, emptiness. This one you can test. First, you look at a beautiful object, then you think, wow, it's so beautiful, it's so nice. So beautiful, so nice, right? Then suddenly you have a attachment, your mind is attached to the important object. You attach, that means your mind is fully attached to hold the object. If you hold continuously, right, then you feel a bit difficult feeling. That moment, if you think, reflect how the thing exists, how the thing established, when you reflect how they exist, they only exist mainly depending on something. Mainly, there's nothing exists inherently, and certainly, you don't have that strong clinging on the object. That means this is I think, productive of the realizing or having good understanding of the emptiness. So we cannot say due to emptiness, due to compassion, depend on. For example, His Holiness Dalai Lama, when he talk about all sentient beings and recite, reading few sentences, suddenly he really cries. Tear comes. This is, I think, man of the compassion and love. It depends on the practitioner. Next question, please.
Yeah, last question. In Buddhism, we follow the teaching of Buddha Sakyamuni. Since we have not seen Buddha's actual experience, how do we know that Buddha is real? Or if the teachings are real and really can eliminate the sufferings?
Very good question. Thank you so much. Please, everybody, feel free to ask any question. You should not feel this is good question, bad question, important, not important. Have you ever seen your great parents? Unmute, please.
Yeah, hold on.
Have you seen the king of the, have you seen your great parents?
Jennifer, would you kindly answer? No.
How do you know they are real? How do you know they were exist? How do you know? How you can believe? Please answer.
Yeah, Jennifer, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, please. How do you know? How you can accept? I have a great parents.
How do we know?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Because got picture.
Yes.
No. 100 years ago, there's no picture. 10,000 years before, there's no picture. How do you know all your ancestors were real?
The answer say hear from our parents.
Hear from parents, I would assume so, yeah.
Yes, because you say,
it's a natural thing, right? Because
we exist, that's why we have parents, and our parents have parents, and our grandparents have parents as well, so that's like great grandparents.
Let's say I'm here, right? Because I'm here. I'm from my parents. Then definitely my parent has a parents.
Yeah.
How my parent is born from tree, not pick up from grown. So therefore, same thing. We saw Dalai Lama. We saw all the teachers go all the way to 1,000 years before. Then India, then all the 17 masters. So if you trace the story until before the Buddha, you can trace. There's a very easy. You can see in all the ancient city of the Shakya. Actually, there's no doubt Buddha was real. Buddha was exist. There's a doubt, the Hindu god Shiva was exist or is just legend. So Buddha was real. There is no legend, it's truth. So there's no need to doubt, no need to be doubt. The second question is very important. Can we really, eliminate all the sufferings or not? Yes, we can. Then how? Very simple. We have a physical sufferings, we have a mental sufferings. The physical suffering has a cause, arise from cause, condition. If you change causes and condition, you can control the sufferings. Also mental suffering, because you get angry yesterday. This morning you wasn't happy. Now you are not happy. All the unhappiness come from anger. Anger. If you control anger, you can be free from the, the particular emotional sufferings. Therefore, things are arise from causes condition. When the causes condition be change, everything can be changed. This is the, foundation. Therefore, Buddha, dependent origination. Thing exists, something exists, therefore something else exists. Something arises, therefore something else also arises. The cause and effect, the concept of cause and effect is the very important foundation. To believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is very important foundation to believe all the suffering can be eliminated. Yes, we can discuss more. Simple, I can say yes. If you say why, I said because thing arises from cause condition. Yes. So thank you so much attending the classes, and also thank you so much. Or I really appreciate all the questions. So today we don't have a time for meditations. So this evening you can do maybe 10 to 15 minute meditations. Then I think very soon we have a new year. In advance, I want to say, depth of my heart, I really say, wish you happy new year. Be happy with your family. If you are just married, no children, still you always, try to be happy with your, like a husband and wife. If you live with the family, always try to be happy with your family. Sometimes the misunderstanding, miscommunication is always there. You should not count the negative side, always count the positive side. If you had a problem, for example, last night, for example, next morning when you see each other, you can say, oh, I'm so sorry. Just stop, the inconvenience environment. Therefore, first, I wish you, have a happy new year. Wish you all the best. But the year can be happy or, not happy new year. Is depend on in. If innerly you are okay, if you have a lot of inner happiness, the new year can be happy year. So in order to, have a happy year, always remember, be positive. Always be positive. Even the doctor say you will die tomorrow, you should think, no, I'm not going to die tomorrow. Be positive. If your business no good, be positive. You should think, today my business is no good. It doesn't mean no good tomorrow, no good for next year, no good for after next year. If you are very unhappy, not having a job, it doesn't mean you cannot have a job forever. Therefore, be positive. If you're able to be positive all the time, you can have a happy year and have a happy year and happy new year. And thank you so much. Attend the class. At the end, we do the dedication. The merit we have accumulated this morning. First, we dedicate the merit of becoming Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. All sentient beings are equally important as myself. Dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings, particularly your own family. Also dedicate the merit to benefit all the supporters and donors of Tibetan Buddhist Center. Last, we dedicate the merit for the world peace, particularly hope, the COVID-19 very soon over.